The Resilience Across Borders podcast is intended for education, support, and inspiration. I am not a psychologist or a medical doctor and do not offer any professional, medical, or health advice. If you are dealing with or suffering from any psychological or medical conditions, please seek help from a qualified health professional. Hello and welcome back to the Resilience Across Borders podcast. I am your host, Rachid. In today's fast-paced world, finding equilibrium between work, personal life, and self-care can feel like navigating a tightrope. Striking a balance between professional responsibilities, personal relationships, and individual well-being is crucial for maintaining overall happiness and productivity. So to help, again, here are some reminders. You heard me say many times, I'm a strong believer in the fact that we just need to be reminded, not told. A lot of this stuff we know, we've probably heard before, but we need to be reminded of it often. And more importantly, we need to do it until it becomes regular practice and it becomes second nature. So here are some reminders and some strategies and practical tips to help you master the art of balancing work, life, and self-care. Number one, prioritize and schedule. Prioritize your tasks and commitment by urgency and important. You can use tools like calendars, you can use planners, you can use scheduling apps to organize your time effectively. Allocate specific time slots for work, allocate specific time slots for leisure activities. Do the same for self-care practices. For example, dedicate your mornings to high priority work tasks. And then you can reserve evenings for quality time with family or friends. You can set aside time for exercise or relaxation activities daily or rearrange accordingly depending on what you consider your peak times mentally and when you do your best work. And I am keeping in mind that some of us, of course, don't work the traditional schedule. Some people are night owls. Some people do their best work in the morning. So you have to take to look at that and you have to decide. And some people, of course, have these other duties or responsibilities that cannot be moved and you have to work around them. But whatever matters and all these important things, they need to go into the schedule first. Then we can fill in with the rest. One practical use is to utilize you probably heard of the Eisenhower matrix, where to categorize tasks into 4 quadrants based on importance and urgency. Then you focus on completing tasks that are both important and urgent. That's the first quadrant. Then from there, you can allocate time for the non-urgent but important tasks to prevent them from becoming urgent later, as an example, right? Also, you can set recurring reminders or alarms on your phone or on your computer to prompt you to take breaks or to engage in self-care activities throughout the day. So you can reset, you can reboot, you can step away from things again and come back refreshed, and also so you don't burn out, right? Number 2, establish boundaries. Set clear boundaries between work and personal life to prevent burnout and to maintain healthy relationships so that your work doesn't get in the way of your important relationships or cost you some key relationships. So communicate your availability and working hours to colleagues, to supervisors, to clients. Designate a specific workspace at home if you work remotely to create a physical boundary between work and leisure areas. Learn to say no to additional work or commitments when your plate is already full. Don't let your mouth overload your back, so to say. A practical use in this case, for instance, is to use a separate work phone or email address to compartmentalize work-related communications and minimize interruptions during personal time. Practice assertive communication techniques to negotiate boundaries effectively, and such as expressing your needs and limitations without feeling guilty. But again, tactfulness is key. It's all how you do it and it's all how you say it. Once again, if you are a regular listener, you have heard me stress this and remind you and myself of it. I don't just remind you, my listeners, of it. I remind myself of it. And that is to practice self-care. Prioritize self-care activities that nourish your physical and mental and emotional well-being. This includes getting adequate sleep, maintaining a healthy diet, engaging in regular exercise, practicing mindfulness, awareness or meditation, and pursuing hobbies or interests outside of work. Remember that self-care is not selfish, but essential for maintaining resilience and preventing burnout. If you're not good to yourself, you can't be good to anybody else or good for anything else. Because if you drive yourself to the ground, then what else is there? So a couple of practical uses for preventing burnout and include incorporate mindfulness practices into your daily routine, such as mindful breathing exercises, which allow you to, one, take a break, allow you to reduce stress, allow you to create space between all kinds of stimuli and your reaction to it. Short meditation sessions during breaks. These don't have to be huge. If you do 1 minute, if you just pausing at 1 minute and just checking in with yourself, you'll be amazed. Like 1 minute will look like a long time if you're just are able to train yourself to say, hey, for this 1 minute, I'm just going to take deep breaths and I'm just going to check in with myself. What am I thinking about? What are my thoughts right now? What are my feelings? What are my emotions? And what have you, right? So schedule regular self-care appointments also, such as massages, spa treatment, or nature walks to recharge and rejuvenate your mind and body. What works for you? When your body feels good, you will notice that your mind feels good as well. I know if you do massages every now and then, you'll notice that once you've gone through a massage and your body's so relaxed, you notice that your mind too, and the rest the rest of your brain kind of follows suit. Another key strategy, if you can, is to delegate and collaborate. I understand not everybody has that privilege, but still you can delete some stuff, you can prioritize, you can do all of these things. But if you're in the position to do that, delegate and collaborate. Recognize when you need support and delegate tasks, or seek assistance from colleagues and seek assistance from friends or family members, depending on your things. If you're running a household, you don't have to do everything. Some of these things you can delegate to your kids. Some of these things you can delegate to your partner, and so on. So collaborate with others to share responsibilities and achieve common goals more efficiently. Delegate tasks that others can do equally well or better, freeing up time for you to focus on higher priority tasks or self-care activities. Some practical uses and tools include using project management tools or task delegation apps to assign tasks, to track progress, and communicate effectively with team members or collaborators. This is in a work setting or whatever, but there are some of them that work for the personal side too. But when all else fails, it's pen and paper, right? And good communication. Also, build a support network of trusted individuals who can provide assistance or guidance when needed, or a good sounding board, whether it's professional mentors, personal coaches, or supportive friends or supportive family members. So balancing work, life, and self-care is an ongoing process that requires mindfulness, it requires adaptability and self-awareness. By implementing some of these strategies we went over and incorporating practical tips into your daily routine, you can cultivate a more harmonious and fulfilling lifestyle that promotes overall well-being and success. Remember to be patient with yourself and prioritize self-care as an integral part of your journey towards achieving balance and happiness in all aspects of your life. So as always, thank you for tuning into the Resilience Across Borders podcast. And if you'd like to stay in touch and just follow these episodes when they get published and maybe read some of the blog posts, you can go to @resilience.com. Again, that is @resilience, ATRESILINCE.com. And remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to others and stay resilient.